Sunrise at Ruakaka Beach in Northland, New Zealand. Truly beautiful part of the world and the base for a very successful racing and trading stable. That of Donna and Dean Logan and Chris Gibbs. For many years Donna Logan trained on her own account, but as the quality and quantity of her stable grew, she brought in a couple of handy fellows. Chris Gibbs, an astute trainer in his own right with a host of international experience, and her husband, well, he was back then anyway, Dean Logan, another very experienced horseman.
It's a terrific team, we work well together. Chris is an astute horseman, he's very conscientious and you're always very confident if he travels a horse to Australia that the job will be done as good as, if not better, if you were there yourself. Again, Dean, he's another big strong player in the team. We all have our roles to play and I think we work well together. We all have a life, we can all have a holiday. Chris is at the trials today, Dean's at the track and I'm here on the beach talking to you.
But for all the partnership's combined equine skills and experience, they are quick to acknowledge the outstanding natural training facilities offered by Ruakaka Racecourse and the adjacent surf beach.
Oh, it's great, Muzz. There's not many places, well, I don't think there's another place I know of where you've got the beach and the track all within walking distance of the stable. You know, usually if you go to a beach facility you have to float to it, so no, great.
Throughout the year the facilities don't change. We have a beach that our caretaker cleans every 6 hours, so there's very minimal maintenance and we can gallop in a straight line for, I guess, 5 miles if we need to, but we don't.
Not only do Mother Nature's tides maintain the beach surface, it also provides the stable with a variety of different training surfaces.
You can vary their workload hugely just by moving a metre or so closer to the sandhills or closer to the water. The amount of give in the sand, you know, anyone that's run along the beach knows the place to be running if you don't want to do much is down by the water. We tend to find the older horses like the beach. The younger horses need to have the track work, they need to learn, you know, going around a track. Horses with leg problems usually are confined to the beach. But we vary it between the beach and the track. We don't, you know, we don't stick on one or the other.
And that very track borders the beach. The Ruakaka Racehorse carries the byline where the turf meets the surf. And in the winter when many tracks suffer, Ruakaka is at its best.
The more rain we get, the better the track surface becomes. It actually packs down and it's like the beach at a low tide. Once the water's been off it, the sand is much more compacted. It can be like a tar seal road. If you've got horses that have had a tendon problem, you trot them on the really firm sand. Over the winter months, we can have 20 mils of rain the night before the races and we'll still run a 113.
In 1988, Cyclone Bowler caused massive damage on the North Island's east coast. They famously removed debris from half the grandstand that had blown onto the course proper and opened it for fast work. Yet it seems this track can handle anything Mother Nature throws at it.
Yes, it does. At the moment we're probably at our driest that we've ever been. They say it's the worst drought in 60 years or 70 years, so it's difficult to keep a good cushion of grass when it's this dry, but what happens is the sand tends to dry out and even though it looks a bit messy, working on it, it's actually quite forgiving on their legs.
Thoroughbreds trained at Ruakaka don't just thrive physically, but mentally.
Ah, fantastic for brain. I think it's like myself, I wouldn't want to sit in a 50-storey office block sitting at the same desk, looking out the same window, same view day after day. It becomes quite monotonous. Here we can actually go to the track. We've got a 60-acre property adjoining our stable so we can work around the farm, and we've got the beach, and after we worked in the beach, paddle them in the tide, get right out deep and have a swim if we want to, and that's just such a mental therapeutic thing for horse, rider and trainer.
Just talking through a few of your good horses. One at the moment, I know that the stable has a lot of hopes pinned on, is Castle Heights.
Yeah, he's a very smart horse. He came through the grades pretty quickly last year. He went from being a maidener to winning a listed race.
It was when the stable stepped him up over ground that he really began to show his undoubting staying potential. He put back-to-back wins together over ground, the latter in very strong rating 90 company on Boxing Day. It was form that warranted a trip to the Queensland Winter Carnival where he duly delivered in the listed Grafton Cup over 2,400 metres.
He went a long way in one campaign last time in, so hopefully we can replicate that this year. He's heading over, he's had one run back, he's have another run on the 1st of May at Te Rapa, conditioning run, then he's off to Brisbane with some big goals in mind.
And after that, possibly a trip to the Victorian Spring Carnival.
If he's ever going to get to a Melbourne Cup, this is his year for it. He'll be primed ready for a go at a Melbourne Cup race in the spring. We'll just see how the winter campaign goes initially.
Another horse showing real promise is El Presidente.
He's a smart horse. I was the president of the racing club here, so they named the horse after me, so I'm pretty proud of him in that regard.
Like many New Zealand trainers, the stable has traded many horses to hungry export markets.
Yeah, I'd love to see this horse in Singapore. I think he'd be ideal for that sort of environment. I was surprised he wasn't bought there for the Derby. He's a very strong, tough horse, would have made up into a real good Singapore Derby horse.
And he proved that just last Saturday by winning a very strong rating 90 mile at Tauranga. The stable has had fantastic success with sprinters and milers, but their really top performers have been stayers. Zabit, another stayer, did a fantastic job for you.
Yeah, he was. He probably had more 2 mile races than, well, any horse that we've had, and probably any horse that a lot of trainers have had. He won the Wellington Cup, he ran second in the Auckland Cup and third in the Auckland Cup. He ran second in the Sydney Cup, so he was a real genuine 2 mile horse.
Another fantastic stayer was Victory Smile, a bargain basement purchase.
Yeah, he was probably one of our greatest achievements in buying a horse cheap and winning a lot of money. We paid about $4,000 for him, and he ended up winning close to $1 million. The only thing we did wrong is I had the opportunity to own him myself, and I turned it down, and a syndicate of guys bought him.
And the stable has strong links with the Singapore Turf Club.
We had quite a few up there over the years. Great racing, fantastic environment for horses and world-class facilities.
They sent top galloper El Duche to Singapore on the back of some excellent form that included a Group 2 win and Group 1 placings in the New Zealand Derby and Rosehill Guineas. He showed real promise, placing in 8 of 11 starts until it all went horribly wrong in the Singapore Cup.
We got badly galloped on, nearly severed a tendon.
The stable were very thankful that they still had a horse.
To their credit, the excellent vet facilities, etc. that were available in Singapore was probably the saving of El Duce, and Mr Terry Lee, he was prepared to give him the time and that in the hospital up there, and he did recover, but he never recovered as a racehorse in Singapore. The boxed environment didn't suit him after the injury, and when he came back here, he came back as a late 6-year-old. He started racing again as a 7-year-old, and I think he won another 6 group races here.
The Singapore Turf Club may have saved his life, but it was the Logans and Ruakaka that saved his career. And it's obvious the stable has a huge respect for the Singapore Turf Club, and will continue to send our fantastic thoroughbreds to your great industry.
Oh, definitely. I think with the stake money on offer up there, why wouldn't you have horses there racing? Would like to be probably there myself in time to come, have a branch here, leave the boys behind, and I can head up there myself.